send an other song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 626. It's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in PodCastro Valley, California. Today, Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley, plus a new Into an interview with someone from the amazing Jelly Belly factory in Fairfield, California, not too far away from where I am in PodCastro Valley. And speaking of food, why you won't be eating food,
Mike's Daily Podcast
on a cruise ship anytime soon, unless you're a loon. There's some crazy stuff
Mike's Daily Podcast
afoot. I'll tell you about the cruise ship discoveries that people are finding out and the misery that they're getting from it. So, yesterday on the podcast, we did something that was a little bit outlandish. We launched the last place on earth and landed at a
Mike's Daily Podcast
French robot factory where they make the French robots like Daft Punk to win the Grammys.
Mike's
Because people
Daily
need more robotics
Podcast
in their music and
yeah,
more French. French makes everyone just want to kiss each other and criticize what each other is wearing. It's a fun thing that happens with French robots. We found out yesterday. Now, today we're going to talk about food because we got the Jelly Belly people we're going to talk to. And I like to try and experiment with new foods. And soup seems to be a way to lose weight, right? So I've been making soup a lot. And the temperature finally started to drop in California. Oh, woe is me. Poor Mike in California. No, but it did, and it's actually been raining a little bit, sprinkling, misting, spitting. It's probably what it was all day today. And I discovered that soup is so, if you don't use the canned stuff, which is full of salt, and kind of build it all up yourself. You know, you can boil chicken, the bones, in the water, and let that simmer for a while. You get like a chicken stock there, and then you've got vegetables you can throw in there. And then spices. Don't forget the spices. And it's oh so delicious. But I made way too much soup. I made a huge pot of it last night, and then I seemed to forget that I don't have that much Tupperware. Where am I going to put all this soup? So I crammed it into all my Tupperware is used up today. It was either that or I was going to eat all that soup, and I was going to turn into that dog that eats all that gravy at the end of that cartoon. And he turns into this big, huge Jabba the Hutt port. He dies at the end, doesn't he? Such a sad. That's a Bugs Bunny, isn't it? Makes me cry every time. Dog dying at the end of it. What? Don't remember that cartoon? Probably just as well. And then the other thing about food that I wanted to point out was this interesting thing that donuts are evil, as we all know. Donuts tend to make me evil. Like, I'll eat the donut. They look so good, right? I'm eating an apple fritter from this local PodCastro Valley restaurant or donut factory, whatever you want to call it, called Rudy's. And I eat the donut, and then like the rest of the morning, I feel I am in the worst mood. I'm just like kind of like, everything just ticks me off. Is it my body yelling at me for putting something so unhealthy in me? Maybe. But that stands to reason, Homer loves donuts. And you can see what a grumpy old guy that guy is.
Donut.
So that's what I've learned today. Donuts look good on the outside, and when you eat them, but once they're in your body, they're bad. And they make you bad. Look who just walked in. Hello, Michael Masters. This is Madame Rootabega. And the reason why donuts make you feel so mad and make you evil is because the donuts do not have a middle. What's that have to do with it? Because they have no middle, they have no soul. Oh, it's soulless food. Does that mean it's like a zombie food? No, Michael Masters, zombie food is brains. Exactly. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, we wanted to tell you that you should make soup for us because we're out here in the parking lot, and like today is a little bit rainy out there and cold, and we could use a little soup to warm us up there.
Yeah, we love it when the soup warms us up because otherwise we get in a bad mood, kind of like when you eat donuts. Do you know that? What was that for? Is that for every time you guys say your catchphrases, there's a ding?
No, that's not what it means. What does it mean, Bison Bentley? Tell him.
It means that every time this bell rings, a donut gets a soul. Do you know that? It happened right after you said the catchphrase, that little ding. Then I don't know what it means. Well, I know what this means. I'm staying off of cruise ships. This article that was on CNN.com. Cruise ships are ripe for spreading illness. Outbreaks of norovirus, the leading cause of acute gastroenteritis, which is definitely not good, occurs most frequently in close quarters, according to the CDC. This also includes nursing homes, dormitories, and cruise ships, common transmission grounds. In 2013, the CDC's vessel sanitation program logged 9 gastroenteritis outbreaks aboard ships, 7 of which had a confirmed cause of norovirus. Norovirus, the most common cruise ship outbreak offender, spreads quickly from person to person but can also be transmitted through contaminated food or water or from contaminated surfaces. Hygiene is extremely important when outbreak occurs. Proper hand washing, avoiding contact with ill passengers, and avoiding direct contact with public services such as restroom door handles can help stem the spread of highly contagious illnesses. Today, beleaguered passengers finally fled a Royal Caribbean cruise ship after a 10-day vacation cut short by a nasty gut bug that sickened nearly 700 people. The ship, known as the Explorer of the Seas, was on its way to the Virgin Islands when the illness took hold. Michael Matthew, cruise ships are wonderful, and I like to eat at the late-night eating place. Oh, is that because you're out dancing all night and then you finally remember to go and eat? That's right, Michael Matthew. I am disco dancing all of the night with Gopher and Isaac and Captain Stubing. So you're on the Love Boat dancing and then you have your midnight buffet? That's right, Michael Matthew. That sounds so wonderful. I know it. Very nice. Let's go to the Love Boat right now. We're launching the last place on Earth. Landing on the Love Boat. Crash landing. Hey, look, it's the guy who's been on the Love Boat like 5 gazillion times, Paul Williams.
That's right, Mike. And I am very topical right now because I was on the Grammys on Sunday evening.
Yes, Paul, you were. In fact, you helped accept the award for Daft Punk since you were on that latest album. Good for you. And you had that funny comment about how you were drunk all those years and then you were seeing things, you were hallucinating, and when you finally sobered up, that's when you got a call from some French robots called Daft Punk.
Yeah, something like that. I think you're paraphrasing.
A little bit.
I'm a little bit.
You are. You're a very small man. We got to go. Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you. The Love Boat. Get me off of this thing. Norovirus.
Oh, sorry, Paul. Left her on the ship. And we're landing back in PodCastro Valley, California. So what do you think about Paul Williams making a big comeback? Good for him. Good for him sobering up and then winning a Grammy Award. What do you think of those cruise ships? Are you ever going to ride a cruise ship again after hearing about all the diseases and whatnot you can get on them? And what's your favorite donut? Do donuts make you evil? Or does evil make you evil? And what about soup? Do you like making soup? All these questions. Answer them. Answer every single dang question I just asked. Go and email me, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. And check out the website, MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST.com, a fantastic place where you can find the links to where to listen to us on iTunes. Subscribe to the show on iTunes, and then, well, you'll get the show every time I finish it. It goes directly into your iPhone or whatever Apple device you have, and you can also rate the show and comment on the show there at iTunes. And there's also a link to where to listen to us on Facebook. When I post a show on Facebook, on the Facebook page, share that with your friends so that more people find out about us. The links to all of those at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, as well as links to where to find us on Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher.com. There's the Amazon deal of the day, too. Click on that, and you can buy something for much discounted price thing. And if you do that, then that helps support the show. There's also the blog and the daily podcast picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Into an interview.
This is John.
John, it's Mike Matthews from Mike's Daily Podcast.
Oh, hi, Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
And you're in Fairfield.
Yes. Enjoying the nice weather, although it's supposed to rain today. Are you down in San Diego?
No, I'm in the East Bay.
You are? Okay.
In Castro Valley, and it's already raining here, so you're going to get some rain.
Oh, it is? Oh, good. We desperately need it, desperately need it. Are you into wine? Because I know the vineyards are dying for rain right now.
Yeah, I like a wine. I like a beer. I like everything. I like Jelly Bellies. Yeah, Livermore is not too far from here, and lots of nice vineyards.
Oh, sure.
But you've got vineyards.
Sure.
You have vineyards up in Fairfield, don't you?
We do. We're right here in the Sassoon Valley. In fact, we do have our chocolate and wine experience here at Jelly Belly, which we just launched back in June. It's been a huge success. We have 5 Sassoon Valley wines paired with 5 chocolates that we make here in a Jelly Belly wine glass for $15. And for $12, we've got the wine glass to take home with the Jelly Belly logo, the chocolates, and sparkling cider. So we've really had our guests experience the local wines. Interesting, the wines, about 90% of the local wines and the grapes end up in Napa wine. So we're kind of a well-kept secret here in the Sassoon Valley.
Oh, okay. So that's where all the good stuff comes from. All the good wine.
Well, of course, that's where Jelly Belly comes from.
Yeah.
So, exactly. That's where all the great stuff comes from.
Well, so to those who don't know what a Jelly Belly is, what is it?
Well, the difference between a jelly bean and a Jelly Belly is the amount of time, effort, natural flavors, ingredients that go into it. We literally make the bean from the inside out, and it can take anywhere from 7 to 14 days to make a Jelly Belly jelly bean, whereas a regular jelly bean may take only a couple of days and have what's called a pectin center. So what you get, the experience that you get when you bite into a Jelly Belly bean is you get a true-to-life flavor and unexpectedness in the type of flavor that comes from this little bean. When we say it's buttered popcorn, it's buttered popcorn. When we say it's very cherry or licorice, it is truly cherry or licorice. It's an amazing product that really delivers on its promise.
Wow! So it's actual. How do you get popcorn into a jelly bean? That's crazy.
Well, everything revolves around your sense of smell, and butter popcorn has a certain unique smell to it, and our food scientists work very hard and long to come up with some very unique flavors. In fact, they worked over 3 years for our new Jelly Belly draft beer bean, which we just launched about a week or so ago, and actually we've sold out of our first run.
Wow.
And we have just a little bit left here at our Jelly Belly Visitor Center in Fairfield. We'll probably be sold out by Super Bowl Sunday, and we'll be back in inventory probably by the middle of February. It's been a huge success.
So a draft beer jelly bean, Jelly Belly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So it actually, I haven't had one yet. So it tastes like a.
Well, we should have sent you some in advance. I wish we could have sent you some in advance so you could have experienced it. But we definitely will send you some.
Oh, yay! Yay for me!
It's inspired by a German Hefeweizen ale. It took us 3 years to develop, and it's actually amazing. You start off when you start eating it, you'll get notes of wheat, and there will be a little sweetness like you would find in a Hefeweizen, and actually afterwards there's almost a bready aroma. So
wow.
It's our vice president of manufacturing said that when we were making the batch out in the factory, he said it smelled like an ale house out there. That's how real it smells. Now, this is an item that has no alcohol in it.
Oh,
so it's non-alcoholic, and you sound disappointed, but it is non-alcoholic, and we also have been making, since 1977, we've been making other non-alcoholic drink-type beans. For example, we make strawberry daiquiri, we make pina colada, margarita. We have a whole line of non-alcoholic flavored beans, and really there's a bean for everyone. You know, we have kids mixes, we have mixes maybe a little bit geared more to adults. That's what the great thing about Jelly Belly. We have over 100 flavors.
Wow.
And we have really a flavor for everyone. What's your favorite flavor?
Right off the bat, I think I love like the berry type stuff, like strawberry, raspberry.
Yeah, right. Raspberry, very cherry. Those are all great flavors for us.
Do you do like I think I'd like the pina colada one. That sounds interesting.
Pina colada is very, very good. It's
John,
delicious.
I like pina coladas. And getting caught out in the rain. Do you
Wasn't that a song?
Yeah.
I think that was a song.
Rupert Hine? Was that? I forget. Now, what do kids think when they try the draft beer Jelly Bean? Do they go, "Oh my God, Daddy, why do you drink so much of this stuff? This tastes terrible"?
Well, you know, we really don't market to children specifically. So with the sampling, we're not aggressively sampling the item, and the reason is we really, you know, we want the parents to make those kind of decisions. We have the item. It is an item that we do have at our sample bar, and obviously with adult supervision, we'd be more than happy to sample these to the kids. But again, we're not here to encourage people to try anything that they're not comfortable with. We want it to be a great experience, and that's why we have such a wide variety, really flavor for everyone.
I just know, well, my mom is German, and I went to Germany when I was a kid, back in the 70s, and we went to the Hofbrauhaus in Munich, you know, where they have Oktoberfest and everything. And I did, as a kid, try a sip of beer, and I remember going, "Why do adults like this stuff? It tastes terrible. It's horrible."
I would agree. You know, if you would just eat it, I would think, I would think that would not want to make you want to drink it. I mean, it's just something that if you drink beer, you have an appreciation for the taste. And what Jelly Belly loves to do is deliver on its promise of really delivering the taste. And we were inspired by this German Hefeweizen ale. Our company's owners have roots and ancestry that go back into Germany, of course. And it was nice to be able to put together an item, a flavor, really, that really speaks to their ancestry.
And the older you get, it's weird, you start to like and appreciate the taste of beer, and especially like the complex flavors of a Hefeweizen. And would that be Hermann Golitz? Was it
Hermann Roland? Hermann Golitz was our original, was the original name of the company up until the late 90s, where we eventually changed our name to Jelly Belly Candy Company. And Hermann Golitz Roland now is the fourth generation owner of the company. And we actually have fifth and sixth generations working in the business.
Wow.
So it's still a family company. It's a big company, but run very well like a small company. And we all know each other, and we really all work hard for one thing, to deliver, the best product that we can, whatever it is. And people know us as Jelly Belly Jelly Beans. We make chocolate malt balls and gummy bears and candy corn. We've been making candy corn since 1900. There's so many different items that we make that are another 100 confection items that we make.
What is
we
this?
make sport beans, which are
what's that?
Well, these are sport beans. Are if you know what goo is, that the cycle people use. We had a cycle team and that we sponsored, and they would use as goo. And they came to us and said, you should make a jelly bean. that has the electrolytes and the vitamins in. So it took us a while to develop it, and then we launched it, and now we basically, really it's our category is sport beans, and we have people that run, that play football, baseball. I even use it to golf, and when I'm starting to feel a little tired, and I take some sport beans, I kind of feel like I'm right back ready to swing the club again.
Oh, man.
So it really just depends on what your workout situation is like, and how hard of an exercise program you have. Then we also just recently launched Recovery Crisps, which then rebuild your muscles now after you're done working out, which has protein in them. So we really have a really wide range of products. We're just not Jelly Belly jelly beans. We really are a full confection company.
Do you have a espresso Jelly Belly bean that gets you all caffeinated?
We actually have 2 sport beans that have caffeine in them.
Oh, okay.
So you should definitely try some. We're going to have to put together a little care package to send you.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Let me see if I mind. No, I guess I don't mind at all. But I'd like to ask you about the Harry Potter beans.
Sure. Sure. Well, we have 2 different types of We have our Harry Potter beans, which are the Birdie Bots every flavor, and then we have a line called Bean Boozled, which is our own brand. And in Harry Potter, there are regular flavors that you'll find in the mix. You'll find banana, blueberry. You'll find cherry, very cherry, green apple. But then you'll find flavors in there like dirt or grass, or even soap. There's sausage. There are a lot of different flavors. Vomits in there.
Because that was in the book, right? That they had.
Yeah, many of those flavors were in the book and you would see in the movie. In fact, our Bean Boozled line, which is our separate line, we have it's kind of fun where you don't know which flavor you're going to get. For example, you'll pull out a black one, and you don't know if it's going to be licorice or skunk spray. You don't know if it's a white one. You don't know if it'll be coconut or baby wipes. Exactly. How about juicy pear or even booger?
Yeah.
You don't know if it's going to be caramel corn or moldy cheese, chocolate pudding or canned dog food.
Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
Our newest one is Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. So everybody say, well, those flavors are gross. They're nasty. Those are wrong. We always say, no, they're accurate. We like to think they're accurate. So we're definitely going to send you some of that to have some fun with.
Yeah. I'll see what I'll probably get the dog food, and my dog's going to laugh at me. He's going to be like, this is what you
Don't feed it to the dog. But,
no.
Yeah, you keep it to yourself.
Well, what are belly flops?
Belly flops are misshaped Jelly Belly beans. They're not perfectly shaped. Only perfectly shaped Jelly Belly beans have the Jelly Belly logo imprinted on the bean.
Okay.
So if they're too small, they're too big, they're stuck together, they are considered a belly flop. And there are a couple places you can find belly flops. You can find them at our Jelly Belly Visitor Center in Fairfield or our stores in Gilroy, Vacaville, and Roseville. Or you can find them at jellybelly.com. And we sell them for a very large discount. We'd like to think we don't make a lot of them, but sometimes we do make some mistakes. I can tell you, when I started with the company, I went through this program called Jelly Belly University, and normally about 1% of the production is belly flops. Well, the day I was working the pans, my guess was about 20-25% of the candy that I made was probably belly flops. That just goes back to the candy-making skills of the people that have been working here for decades in our manufacturing plant, and the extra effort and the care that they put into making a Jelly Belly bean, and how skilled these candy makers truly are. So you get a better appreciation when you work in all the different departments of the company as I did in these 2-hour shifts, you really get a better appreciation for what these folks do and the amount of effort that it takes to deliver such a quality product. But that's what belly flops are. Belly flops are misshaped Jelly Belly beans that just aren't quite right.
Now, where can I take the tour at? Is that in Fairfield?
We do have the tour in Fairfield. We get between 400 and 500,000 people a year come to visit us every year. It's a free tour. We're very busy during the weeks. That's when the factory is running. We do have weekend tours where you'll see the same videos. You'll get to sample the flavors along the different stages along the way. The only difference is you don't see the workers down below, and it is kind of a great experience to see the candy being made, to smell it, to hear it being made. It's just it's really an incredible experience Monday through Friday. But obviously holidays and weekends the factory is not running, but we still have quite a few tours coming through, and we do a few different things for those dates. We do a few different things on the tour to make it interesting for our guests. So it really is it's a great experience. We also have paid floor tours where we call it Jelly Belly University, and we take no more than 6 people at a time with lab coats and hairnets, and they go downstairs and they have really great experience with their own personal tour guide, where they're literally feet away from the machines, and it's really a great experience. And those can be booked. Those JBU tours can be booked at jellybelly.com in advance. The free tours, it's basically we take 60 people every 10 to 15 minutes as they come in. Okay. And again, that tour has been voted best in America by Reader's Digest. Parade Magazine just recently came and listed us as number 1, and other publications over the years has put us as one of the best factory tours in the country. Wow, I need to check that out. You're only a couple minutes away. And you need to come up and see us. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to go to Fairfield and check it out. That sounds cool. And is there a thing about... I heard Reagan liked Jelly Bellies a lot. Well, we had a relationship with Governor Reagan back in the 60s when we were sending him gourmet jelly beans. And, of course, in the 70s, we developed that's when Jelly Belly... started back in the 70s, and of course when he got into office in, I believe it was early 81 for the inauguration, we had to make a blueberry bean for the red, white, and blue jars that were going to be given away for his inauguration. So he was a big fan of ours. In fact, the licorice flavor helped him break his pipe smoking habit. Oh, really? Exactly, and so he loved to have Jelly Belly beans with him at all times, and we were actually on his helicopter. He had a special mount built on his helicopter so it could hold a jar of our Jelly Belly beans while it was in flight. Wow. And then also you're famous with Time Lords, right? I didn't Doctor Who, the 4th one, he used to go, "Care for a jelly baby?" But he said jelly baby. Well, yeah, I'm not. That's almost like saying Jelly Belly. I guess we could go back and digitally change that to where he says, "Care for a jelly belly." You're the radio expert. I'm sure you'd be able to do it. That's what I'll do. I'm going to go back on YouTube and remaster all those. That sounds amazing. Well, and is it true something about the red Jelly Belly, or is that M&M's? We don't like to use the M word here at Jelly Belly, but I think it's that other company's product that you're talking about. That they had something to do with the red one. Okay, but your Jelly Bellies, awesome. Well, I can't wait to get my package of draft beer Jelly Bellies and the surprise ones, the booby trapped, the bean boozled. Absolutely. Try some beer flavored, and we'll send you some other fun flavor and fun mixes that we have. Well, I can't wait to check it out. The tour, I can't wait to go on that. That sounds like a lot of fun. And the tours are from 9 to 4 every day, 7 days a week, except New Year's, Easter, Christmas and Thanksgiving. We're closed those 4 days, but we're open up every day from 9 to 5. The tours are from 9 to 4. The tours are about 40 minutes long. You get your own tour guide. It's really a great experience.
Thank you, John Jameson. You know everything about Jelly Belly. You should change your name to Jelly Belly John Jameson.
I'll take that into consideration. I'll talk to my wife about that.
She'll love that. What? All right. Does she say you're my little Jelly Belly? Is that her little
no
pet name?
That's not my name.
No.
Sorry. No.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, Mike.
As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in PodCastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And the picture is of myself up to my ankles, knees, practically my waist even, in Florida, back when it wasn't freezing. It's freezing in Florida. That's just sort of like a sign of the Armageddon. It's sort of like saying when hell freezes over. Not comparing Florida to hell, but I guess I just did. And this pool of water that's probably staying in the 60s even now, because this spring, blue spring, continues to upchuck water out of the earth. And the manatees like to go there and stay there in the winter so that they stay nice and warm because they can't take water below 60. I hope the manatees are doing okay in the cold Florida winter freeze that's going on right now. But there's a picture of me there wearing my wonderful cassette t-shirt. For all you young people that don't know what cassettes are, you'll see it on my shirt. And it's right there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, so it's educational.
Mike, manatees are beautiful creatures. They're big, blubbery cows that live in the water.
Yeah, I want to become a manatee someday. Do you know that? Did another donut get a soul? Yeah, but then I ate them. Oh. Tomorrow, join us for another Into It interview. Tomorrow we'll be talking to a country singer who is in her teens. She's only 18, and she is a country singer that's sang all over the country. And we'll talk to her tomorrow. Her name is JOSEY Milner. We'll also hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer.
We could use a little soup to warm us up,
All right, next time I'll bring some soup,
Are you making fun of the way I talk?
Are you making fun of the way I talk?
Stop that,
No, you can't make me. Hey, I brought you a pot of soup. Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Here you go.
The Love Boat.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!